In a future where worlds are shaped and universes made to order, a mystery begins. Someone or something begins to shut down pocket universes, putting them in a time-locked stasis. Hundreds of thousands of lives are at risk. The Terran regional representative contacts Renee Corda, known to be the ranking human specialist in the creation of pocket universes. As Renee Corda, you find that a universe in stasis is a dangerous place. The supply of bottled time Corda wears can temporarily activate anything, from a bird in flight to a guard about to open fire. Worse still, successfully restarting a universe brings the wrath of its owner upon Corda, as though some terrible secret is being concealed. Only you stand a chance of finding the answers and returning justice to the stars.
Hey Sugar Pop! Message incoming from the Terran Regional Representative.
Tell the representative that I'm retired. The last thing I want to do is deal with a stuffed shirt. And don't call me Sugar Pop.
This call is coded emergency.
Put the representative through.
Mr. Corda, I know you are retired, but we need you to deal with a very sensitive, very secret matter.
Why bother me? Surely you have people on your own staff who can deal with this, whatever it is.
You are the ranking human specialist in both terraforming and the creation of pocket universes. You are the only person who may be able to solve a problem that could, without exaggeration, threaten the continued existence of hundreds of thousands of sentient beings.
Please, continue.
Within the last half year, 2 privately owned pocket universes, Herbs and Orans, have been shut down. Time, effectively, has ceased to function within them. We need you to restart the universes and find out who is responsible for these atrocities. Although you will be working for the old Terran government, we prefer not to admit to interfering with private universes. You would be on your own.
That's a pretty tall order. You realize that the key for each pocket universe is a carefully hidden secret, known only to the universe's designer.
We do know. That's why we need the best. Are you saying that you cannot do what someone else already has? If it is any comfort, there will be a large fee.
Trying to get my goat lady? The fee doesn't matter. Not much, at least. I'll admit, I'm interested in this from a professional point of view. Is there anything you can tell me to get me started?
We can supply you with the coordinates for Herbs and Orans. Beyond that, you're on your own. Remember, you will need a supply of bottled time to function in stasis.
I do know my job. I also have a supply I can use to start. Can I draw on your account for supplies to get started?
Within reason. Does this mean you're on the job?
Write up a contract. And though I may be doing this because I want to know who's good enough to turn off universes, don't forget the zeros in the paycheck.
Thank you, Mr. Corda. Contract will be forwarded.
She's gone, Sugar Pop.
Don't call me that.
Yes, and with that we are starting the demo of Chronomaster. There is quite a lot of difference from the full version, and I will try and point out as much as I can remember. First of all, I'm going to go back to the introduction sequence that you witnessed in the beginning. That was completely done for this demo. I'm not sure if there is an official trailer which is similar to that, but that is as good as a trailer as you will get. Now, one other major difference from the demo version is the voice acting. Both the voice acting of the main character and his female sidekick have been changed, and I will show you an example of how this female character here will sound like.
Hey Sugar Pop, message incoming from the Terran Regional Representative.
And then we have the main character, which I thought was pretty good, but who did they turn to for this voice actor? It was none other than you know, the guy, you know him from, he played in Aliens, Ron Perlman. Yeah, Ron Perlman. And this is how he approached the role.
Tell a representative that I'm retired. The last thing I want to do is deal with a stuffed shirt. And don't call me Sugar Pop.
Yeah, I wasn't really too pleased with hearing such a lackluster performance of a non-interested, yeah, almost intentionally. But anyway, let's get on with the demo and see what else is different in this one. First of all, we can see that none of the screens are active. We are basically in a in space without any power. Normally all the screens are working, and the conversation that we just had is actually continuing with the screen to call a certain person, so that has been limited. So we are going to have a look at the right of the screen. Yeah, some differences in this menu. The main difference is that in the full version the menu is animated with light here and everything. The first icon, the disk icon, is basically an encyclopedia which tells you about the letter, and then you have the topic, bottle time here. It is very limited in this one. There is only a few of them that you can access: the C, No, D, directional finder. I believe there is something to do with stasis, which we will come to. So that is pretty limited, and I believe the personal log is also different because it says that herbs is the place to start, but in the full version you actually have two places to start, herbs and Oran, which are two planets which you can visit. Now the personnel file has already been updated. In the full version you also have the personnel file on your mother, which is funny enough, but this person, for example, is someone you talk to, but you have to find the person first and then you can actually get information on them. But we now already have information about Charlie Bell, someone we need to contact in the full version, but we can't in the demo. It's interesting to see that when you click on the Terran regional representative that it actually has no information here. In the full version there is plenty of information there. The inventory is the same, although you can see here that Oran's is listed here as a planet to visit. No differences here, and this is just the back button. So without further ado, let's move on. There is no real difference in the full version, except from the fact that you can actually go to two planets, the herbs and the Orans. Right now these arrow keys are not working, so you can't choose between them. But the places that you can visit are the same, and we are going to start at the sculpture garden. And I think the animation that you're about to see is also different.
Sugar Pop. Remember, the resonance tracer goes on magnetic north, dead on. I packed it with your things. It'll help you find the world key.
Yeah, so another part of the dialogue is actually left out here, and since the actors have been changed, the voice acting, I'm gonna try and find as many voice samples in the game as or in the demos as I can find. to give them as much exposure, as they never reach the full game. Anyway, what's different here? There is in this screen there isn't a lot of difference. The only thing that isn't in the demo are the sounds of the footsteps. So if you walk around, you can't actually hear him walking, which is actually a real plus, but we'll come to that later in the game. And we have our main menu here. There isn't a lot of difference in this demo, except when clicking on the computer we get the Quit Chronomaster option. Normally you have the menu to save and to load, but that is only possible with this buoy here. If you click on it, it says the game has been quick saved, although you see a picture of the main character. In the full game it is just a black box. Now, one other major difference is the tool that we ever have over here. It is now pointed sort of vertically, but in the full version it is pointed horizontally, and the lights are also not on. And one other really remarkable thing is that it actually has a plasma marker. The plasma marker, I don't know what it does. I have tried to use it on certain things, but it won't do anything. In the full version, that is it's not a plasma marker, but it's actually some sort of force rod or crowbar. So one other thing that is actually different is that when you go to the edge of the screen, you don't see the arrows, so you actually don't know where the next screen is gonna come from. But that for some reason they didn't put that in. What we have to do in this screen is pick up these rocks. And unfortunately this is not voiced, but the sound effect that you will hear after this when I click is actually different. Yeah, you will hear some sort of, well, almost some sort of reloading a gun sound, but in the full version it's more like a swoosh, like a whoosh. And I guess we're already stuck here behind the bush, so let's see if we can move. Yep. And also when I move my mouse over the item, it doesn't display the item. Only when I click on it, like look at, it will give a description which is the same as in the full version, but it won't actually highlight. So moving on. He doesn't seem to see me off to his side, which is a statue, which we will talk to. There isn't really much to do here except looking at the flag. You need to strike the flag, which is a clue for later on. And I believe looking at the flagpole isn't possible. Won't give you any description. While in the full version, it does. Let's see if we can move across the screen. And here we have another stone or rock which we can pick up. Nothing else to do here really. And we're going to go this way. So the idea is to set up a device here to point to the world key, but the statue here is in the way, so we're going to have a chat with it. Yeah, it makes some strange noise.
Welcome to the Garden of Honor.
The text that you just saw was in red, but in the full version the text is actually in blue.
You awaken. How fortunate. Are you able to move?
In the days of the great conflict, the heroes of the fort held fast. Under Dieter's command, they stood unyielding, obedient to orders, loyal to the homeland. They defended the holy soil of herbs with their lives.
Since I want to hear the voice actors' all reactions, I will try all possibilities.
Listen, fellow. I must position a resonance tracer where you stand. Step away, now.
What is a resonance tracer?
No time to explain. Your universe is in danger. I must find the key. Now move! Do as I say.
I do not obey the orders of civilians. Take your resonance tracer and go.
Well, luckily we can restart the conversation. I'm not sure if you can actually restart it in the full version, but this time we're going to bluff.
The heroes of the fort call to you. Go to them as quickly as you can.
Do not mock the heroes of the fort. They would not succumb in panic. Dieter the wise, Dieter the just, will grow angry.
Dieter sent me to tell you that your immediate presence is required at the fort.
Now you mock me. Dieter would not send one such as you with orders for a soldier. Be gone. I shall speak to you no longer.
Most enlightening, though I'm not here for the tour. Could you please move from that spot? I need to set up some equipment there.
Who are you to ask this of me? I shall not leave my post for one such as you. Here I honor the heroes of the fort. To aid them in their struggle would bring glory without bounds.
I see. So you can move if you wish. It's just a question of the right approach. Wait here and I'll see what can be done.
It is indeed the matter of the right approach, and there are two ways to get the statue to move, which we will look into. Another feature here is if you move towards the bird, it'll sort of walk and stay halfway the screen. Another thing that's left out is that when you enter the screen, Quada will make a remark like this is a peaceful place. But that is also left out. That is all that you can do at the moment here, so we are going to walk back to the Jester. This time we are going to go to the city of Ground Zero. And the first thing that we're going to do here is pick up the rag. And take the crowbar. And we have two directions we can go to. One is over here and the other one is to the right. And we're going to go north first because here the animation was skipped, and here we can see a jumper with a time bomb. And the main difference in the demo is that if we approach it from the other side, which we can do, and I will show you, we just die because the bomb goes off immediately, while in the full version you actually have time to walk past the bomb. To actually solve the puzzle in this demo, we have to take the bottle time here and use it on the jumper.
Bomb! Jump for it!
But it's really strange because now even if we approach the bomb, it will go off, and if we approach it from the other side, it will also go off. So it's kind of strange, but this is what it will look like when you approach the bomb. Okay, so we're going to go back. This time taking the right tunnel. And we do have some animation this time, and you can see the footsteps are left out, which have a huge impact on the full version. It's very clanky, cloink, cloink, and kind of annoying. Anyway, into our next screen. Here we have a sleeping guard. He's sleeping peacefully. And now, actually, your sidekick mentions it's not a good idea to wake him. Much difference here in this screen, but we can take the polish can. And the shipping container is closed or locked, whatever it is. We need to open it with the crowbar. So we're going to use the crowbar on the container. And then we can take the ancient shield. So here we are in the museum, and I believe that when you enter this place, he will make a comment. This is a nice museum or whatever. Or he actually says a wartime museum. Other comments are left out when you actually look at these items. It's no interest to me. No interest. Doesn't have any interest in any of them, but in the full game he actually does mention that these are nice antiques. Now the idea is to get the general bars for a uniform that we were going to take later. If we try to take it like that, we get a warning. Second time, we get shot. So the idea is to fool the lasers, and we're going to do that with the shield that we just picked up here. The shield is very dirty and it won't do the trick. So if you try to use the shield, it says I can't use it here, but it won't actually give you any clue that it's dirty. You just have to, figure that out on your own by looking at the shield here. So the solution to this puzzle is to take the rag and use it with a polish. Then use the polish with the shield. Bright as a mirror it is now. And then we can actually use it. Yeah, sometimes you can actually take the item and put it on the screen, and sometimes you have to use the use icon, which is a bit confusing. I think in the full version it also says I like the way you're thinking, boss, or something, but that comment is also left out here. So now that we have the stripes, we are going to leave this area. We're going to take the right path here, which you can see from coming on the other side. And then we're going to take this door into the elevator or lift, and then we're going to go up. Because here is a guard that we can talk to.
Where did you come from? Stay where you are. The Council of the Wise is in session. No one may approach.
Exactly the people I need to speak with. Don't you know what's happening? Your world is in stasis. I've been sent to help. Let them know Renee Corda is waiting.
not have you disturb the council. Whoever you are, if they need your services, you'll hear from them. Now, be on your way.
You can do two things. You can accept and insist. If you insist...
I insist. You must let me through. Now step aside or announce me to the council, but I am going through that door.
Not on my watch.
Yeah. So we get shot again. So let's just accept this time.
I don't have the time to argue anymore. I'm certain the council will be interested in what I have to say soon enough.
I don't want to see you around here again.
Go back down, but then we will come to the door that leads to the bomb that we encountered earlier. This door. So we are not going in there, but we are heading back, going up. Way, the way we came from. And taking a left. And walking back to the Jester. So the last place that we haven't visited yet is the fort. There are a few differences in the fort section as well. But before I come to that, we are going to pick up this armor. Oh, don't want you to get stuck behind there. Come on now. And you can wear that armor, but first we are going to have a look at this button here. If you walk to the button actually comes up here, and it says something undescribable. In the full version, this button doesn't come up at all. It's a rocket launcher, and we actually have to load it to get rid of the statue, or at least that is one option that I'm going to explore. And to do so, we have to take some little time, like that, and put it in the missile loader. Yeah, so the control panel must be nearby. First taking the flag. This has the Herb's crest on it. There is another flag over here with unknown markings on it, and I'm not sure actually if you have to take either this one or the other one, so I'm just going to take them both. Because that is actually part of the second solution of this getting rid of the statue. So here is the panel. And with these buttons you can control the gun over here. There is a slight difference in the layout. I believe the arrows are not on the panel in the full game, but the rest is the same. So we can turn it like that, and then turn it back. So it basically has three positions. 1, 2, and 3. I'm not sure what this does. This is not active, but this is the fire button. So let's try in this position. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we have to press the button first. Yeah, now it's all loaded. So, we're going to try that again. Okay, that shot just lands straight into the dunes, which isn't very helpful. Our second shot is going to be over there. Which is basically the same, and we have to aim almost, you know, towards where we are standing. And that sort of gets rid of the guard, but there is a much more sort of peaceful option. Well, peaceful. There's a different way to get rid of the guard, which I also want to show, so let's rewind. Going back to the Jester. We're going back to the garden. Before we approach the statue, we're going to change our costume, and there's two ways to change into the costume. One is clicking on the use icon, and then on the character, which you can do. But then you still have to put on the general bars, and if you put the general bars on the costume in the inventory, they are now added to your uniform. Order. There we go. Looking a little bit more professional.
Welcome to the Garden of Honor. The heroes of the fort are welcome, always.
And now we only have the bluff option.
For the good of herbs, you must come with me. The enemy is near.
No, my friend. No enemy is near. I would recognize their insignia if they were.
And that basically means that we have to change the flag. Or at least put the flag on the flagpole here. And this is the flag with unknown markings, and this has the herbs crest on it, so I think I'm gonna put the herbs crest on the flagpole. There we go. So that's basically what the flag of herbs looks like, but in order to trick the guard you have to put on the other flag, which is the flag with the unknown markings. And then we are going to go back and see if the statue wants to move.
Welcome to the Garden of Honor.
Loyal soldier, I have come to warn you. The enemy has dared raise its flag on herbs. There, behind you.
Invaders, Destroyers! The Garden of Honor shall never be defiled by the likes of you.
Yes, my friend, go! That's it. Tear down that flag, and leave me room to set up the resonance tracer. What in the name of... Someone else on Herbs has access to bottled time. Was that an attack, or a warning? I suppose if they wanted me dead, I'd be dead.
And now that the giant is gone, we can set up our resonance tracer, and the way to do it is just to click on this icon over here. And those last 3 beeps, that doink doink doink, is actually taking out of the full version. I don't know why, it sounds pretty cool.
Good work. With the information I've downloaded from the tracer, the resonance field is in place. Your direction finder will now aid you in finding the world key.
Yeah, so this direction finder is the device over here on the right. We can see that it actually points to the south, so the world key isn't actually here, which basically means that we've done everything for naught, for nothing. So we have to look for a different place. And we will find that place. There isn't actually a clue to where it is, but oh, okay, we have to remove that uniform before we enter the ship. So we're going to go back to the fort. Because if we move over to the right here, we actually come to some sort of bridge or moat with a device over here, which we can walk into. But it won't let us in like that, so we have to wear our new general's outfit. And then we actually have access. And again, no footsteps there. Now, coming to this screen is actually very interesting because the screen is different in its layout. You can see that even when I, get rid of the inventory window over here, you can see us standing here in the top with the firing squad over here, and a huge area here that's basically empty. In the full version, the screen is actually much more moved upwards, so you can see yourself standing fully. The firing squad is over here. I'm not sure why they put it like that, but it's kind of strange. Anyway, the way to progress in this scene is to click on the shield. And then click it on the firing squad. Now that the firing squad is gone, we can talk to the prisoner, but before we do, we're going to take the envelope here, because when we read or have a look at the envelope, it says that the prisoner's name is Tico Higgins from Orange, suspected of plotting on the Herbs grounds. If you don't look at that envelope, you actually miss out on an option in the dialogue, and since we're going to explore the dialogue with this new voice actor that I found, it was essential that we had a look at that folder. So let's talk to the man.
Where did you come from? What's going on?
You're being rescued. If things had not shut down when they did, you would be quite dead now. I'm carrying bottled time, so we have some limited mobility.
Rescued? Sure I am. Now that you know we're here, the others will set their charges. My friends won't be taken without causing havoc. Wait. Just who are you?
And here we have 3: Bluff, Intimidate, and Reason. And we're going to start with Bluff.
Hello, Tico. I'm Rene Corda. Good thing I came by in time to get you out of this.
I'll say. Corda. Why haven't I heard of you?
I've been working deep cover. But let's just say that I, too, have the good of Oran's at heart.
Right. Well, you're in charge. What do we do next?
Command?
Quick, Tico, come with me. I'm Commander Corda. There's been a change in plans. Oran's has been shut down, and we're on our own.
Did Herbs do it, sir?
That is exactly what I would like to know. Give me your report, Mr. Higgins.
Well, sir, I didn't find any evidence that Herbs is doing anything. Their government seems to have heard the same rumors that ours has, and when they caught me, suspected my connection to Oran's. My guess is that the whole thing is being done by an outside agent. Someone unconnected with God's pockets in any way.
I'm heading back to Oran's to see if I can help. Tico, I want you to stay here and continue to spy on Herbs. I'm not convinced of their government's innocence. The equipment on my ship shows that the stasis here on Herbs is a temporary measure. My guess is that they intended to make themselves look innocent.
I'll stay, sir. Returning to Oran's may be the greater risk. If the universe is in stasis, all its treasure will be for the taking. I'm not sure I'm up to that much temptation. No, I'll stay here and keep to my mission. You do the same, sir. Don't succumb to greed. If you do, it'll be the end of you for sure.
Okay, let's take the second option, Conspiracy.
I know your mission. Let's get to the key and finish shutting down Herbs.
Just get me away from these guns. Then we'll talk particulars.
Done. Now, lead the way.
Why me?
This is your mission, Tico.
Somehow, I think that my mission and your mission are not the same, Mr. Corda. I'm clearing out of here.
Damn.
Yeah, so that wasn't the best option. So let's see what else we can talk about. We have Intimidate.
Well, Mr. Spy, I may have saved you from the firing squad, but I can arrange for you to return, or something worse, if you don't tell me everything you know about the unauthorized stasis of this universe.
Fine. Do as you wish. I will not betray my mission.
Are you certain about that? Death is so very final, and as painful as death by a firing squad can be, I have some tricks that might be more painful.
You do? Well, I have ways to cheat you of your game. Farewell. I will never betray those who trusted me.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. He just disappeared completely. So, what other options do we have? We have the Reason.
I'm Rene Corda. From what I see here, I guess that Herbs was thrown into stasis just as the guards fired. You're lucky I came along.
Stasis? Just as I was going to be shot. This is a trick. You're one of Dieter's men, and this is a hoax to get me to talk. Forget it.
Now we have another two options, the truth and the lie.
I'm Rene Corda with the Terran Regional Government. I've been sent to free you. In exchange, you are to lead me to the person who has been shutting down the universes.
Right. Get me away from these guns.
Done. Now, where do we find the person behind these shutdowns?
Good question.
What do you mean? I was told that you could lead me to the person who has been shutting down the universes.
Listen, Mr. Corda. I'm awfully glad you set me free, but I don't think anyone sent you to free me. I think you're not telling the whole truth. Let me go and I won't blow the whistle on you, okay?
This is how you show your gratitude? Fine. Go.
Yeah, so that's not the best option either. Let's try the truth.
I'm going to take a risk and be honest with you. I am here as a representative of the Terran Regional Government. I've been hired to find out who is shutting down private universes and to stop whoever it is. Additionally, I have been told to locate the world keys and reactivate any worlds that may be in stasis.
Alright. Since you've been straight with me, I'll be straight with you. I was sent here by my employer on Orange. There have been rumors that someone from Herbs is plotting to put Arns into stasis. I haven't found any evidence of this, but maybe someone is after both Arns and Herbs. If you get to Arns and find it in stasis, hunt out Erebu the merchant. For a price, he'll supply you with information and supplies.
I'll remember that. Do you want to come with me?
No, our tasks are different. Go on with your mission. I'll make my own way to safety. Good luck.
Okay, so let's move on. There's basically nothing in this screen that we can interact with, so through the door. And then we come up to a lift or elevator, which isn't highlighted in any description. Cannot look at it, but there is a touchpad over here. If you have something in mind to work that control panel, it says you can use the PDA to interact with it, and we do have the PDA here on the right here, and we can click that on the touchpad. That is one way of opening the door. Another way of opening the lift is to use the hammer on the rock, so that we have soft powdered remains of a rock, basically dust. Take that dust and put it on the touchpad. And that basically opens the door as well, so let's head inside.
Get away from the blue button. If you push it, you'll shut down the reactor. Our orders are to...
We must shut the reactor down. If you push the red button, the explosion when the reactor overloads will kill everyone on the planet.
The invaders are here on Herbs. We must destroy everything rather than risk defilement. My orders come from Dieter himself.
Obeying orders blindly is stupid. We should verify Dieter's command.
Nonsense. The order is given. The longer we delay, the more we risk defilement by the invaders. Sir, order Frank not to press that blue button. If he does, the reactor will be shut down.
Sir, surely Lord Dieter does not wish this world to be destroyed. We have great armies. They will repel the invaders. Order Joe away from the red button before he can destroy everything.
And we are presented with another two choices: save the world or destroy the world. And just a slight difference. I'm going to show you both anyway. But if we save the world, I think he will say to either the man Joe or Frank. He will call them by their first names. In the full version, he doesn't call them by their first names because, you know, he doesn't know their full names, but he will call them Lieutenant and Captain.
Frank, press the blue button. Lord Dieter's armies will defeat the invader. There is no need to destroy lives and property wastefully.
So, what we will have to do is destroy the world.
Joe, press the red button. I may be a superior officer, but my orders cannot contradict those of Lord Dieter.